The Datablit signal is an aggregation metric and the entity ID is the group key for which events are aggregated. The signal is calculated at entity level. This means signal allows us to process and aggregate streaming event data at a fixed overlapping time interval. Sounds complicated? Let's understand the signal with a simple example. Suppose we want to count the number of flights booked in the last 4 hours. Before creating a signal, let's understand how it works. The aggregation window divides the stream of event data into finite chunks based on time interval. To compute flight booked in the last 4 hours, we want the aggregation of latest 4-hour data. So the aggregation window would be 4 hours here. Next, aggregation type is the various operations you can apply on event data within each aggregation window, such as sum and count. Here, we want to count event data of the last 4 hours. This means the aggregation type would be count here. In this diagram, the small circle represents when the event flight booked happened. By looking at the diagram, let's understand how we calculate signal values at various time frames. At 9 pm, we'll look back from 5 pm to 9 pm as the aggregation window is 4 hours. Here we can see 7 small circles. This means that the value of a signal would be 7. At 8 pm, we need to look for small circles from 4 pm to 8 pm. There are 8 circles, so the signal value would be 8. At 7 pm, the window is from 3 pm to 7 pm, giving us a signal value of 6. And if we check the signal at 5:30 pm, we count events from 1:30 pm to 5:30 pm. This comes out to be 8. This means that the value of a signal would be 8. It doesn't matter what time you want the value of a signal. The logic stays the same. The system always counts the events of the last 4-hour window and updates the signal as the new data comes in. Entity ID is the grouping key on which we are aggregating events. In this example, we are counting bookings for each flight. Thus, flight ID will be our entity ID. As these events come in, we aggregate them by entity and calculate the signal at entity level, such as count the total booking of flight with flight ID is equal to F001 in the last 4 hours. In this diagram, let's calculate the value of a signal for a flight with ID F004 at 8 pm. The aggregation window is 4 hours, so we will look for all the events from 4 pm to 8 pm for this flight ID. The total number of small circle is 12. This means that the value of a signal would be 12.